We are only mere days away from Money in the Bank 2025. All the slots are filled. The women's and men's matches are set. So the question is, who is walking in and out of Money in the Bank? Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank. We'll be finding that out today, right here in Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm your host, Alyx, just Alyx. This is not just your WWE Monday Night Raw review, but it's also your WWE Money in the Bank 2025 preview and predictions. Here's the reason why I decided to go ahead and do the prediction show tonight. There's only 4 matches. I'm not joking you. There's only 4 matches on this card. I can't explain it to you. I don't know why. I don't understand why he can't add at least one more match. But Triple H loves his short cards, man. 4 matches. Alright, Chief. You're the one booking the show. So if that's the case, this will be the quickest preview and predictions I've ever done. I kind of have my picks in mind. I can see where it's going. I can see how it turns out. Hopefully it goes the way I want it to go. And they don't do anything too crazy with this pay-per-view on Saturday. I won't lie, though. I had mixed feelings about them putting in El Grande, Americano over CM Punk. Y'all know I wanted CM Punk to win this match. I wanted CM Punk to go in, win that briefcase, cash in on John Cena for SummerSlam. Not saying we still can't get CM Punk versus John Cena for SummerSlam. They'll find a different way to do that match if they really, really, really wanted to be the main event. But it does make me wonder, though. If it's not going to be CM Punk winning Money in the Bank, who's winning Money in the Bank then? Again, I have my picks in mind, but I will say this. It's up in the air now. It's anybody's ball game. Men and women. I thought I knew who was going to win. Now I really don't. Now it is one of those things where I'm like, I really have to watch to see who wins. You'll be surprised at my pick. I think some of you can guess who I'm going to go with when it comes to the women's. The men's? Good luck. Good luck. You're not going to guess. You're not going to guess. It's not who you think. I know a lot of you are saying L.A. Knight. Yeah.
When is the International Championship up for grabs, thinking face?
Well, JB Snackin', that championship is up for grabs this Saturday. So in case you guys are wondering how this is going to work, the one who donates the most this Saturday will win the world title. But second place will be the International Championship. Both titles will be on the line. So there you go, in case you wanted to know. But yeah, you're not going to guess who I'm picking for the men's Money in the Bank. You're all saying LA Knight. I get it, and he's probably the favorite to win now that Punk's not in the match. But WWE has an opportunity here to do something really, really funny. And we're going to talk about it. I'll save my thoughts for Money in the Bank at the end of the show. But before we even get into the Raw review, I know why you're here. We all know why we're really here. And that's to talk about the releases. Not even releases, because they weren't released. They were just informed. They will not be having their contracts renewed. And so when their deals are up, they can go wherever they want. They can go wherever, whenever they want. And those 2 names are Carlito, Caribbean Cool, and R-Truth. We're definitely going to get into that. I have thoughts. A lot of thoughts. More thoughts about R-Truth than Carlito. And also Sarah Logan. Valhalla. Some of you are like, who? Yeah, Valhalla, the former manager of the former Viking Raiders, now War Raiders. She also got not let go, but told that her contract is not going to be renewed. But we're going to spend a lot of time on R-Truth because that's the one people are upset about, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I have opinions and thoughts that you're not going to like when it comes to that, but ultimately, I'm in agreement with the majority. All the fans who came out to support R-Truth on social media, who made his post where he announced his departure, where he announced he is leaving WWE, one of the highest viewed posts for any WWE superstar, period. 21 million impressions. Logan Paul, who? Logan Paul wishes he could hit that. 21 million impressions from R-Truth announcing that he's leaving WWE. You heard the chants tonight. We want truth. I think you know whether or not this was the right decision or not. We're all in agreement on this. I love Triple H, and I understand why he made this decision. But you're going to get my full thoughts about it. As for Monday Night Raw, it was fine. It was a fine episode. I enjoyed the debut of Stephanie Vaquer. Kinda miss Booker T doing his commentary when she does Devil's Kiss. But we got it. We'll take it from here. That was hilarious. Stephanie Vaquer advances to Mrs. Money in the Bank. There's some drama in the Judgment Day that no longer has Carlito happening between Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan. They didn't do anything involving Liv, Roxanne, and Dom this week. They took a break from that. They put more focus on Roxanne, Finn, and JD McDonough, which is interesting. You're seeing that rift in the group. But they're also giving more TV time to Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. Lyra's promo this week wasn't as good as the ones before, but I think they got the overall message across that Lyra's pissed off and she's emotional, which is going to make her susceptible to being beat by Becky this upcoming Saturday. And again, we'll see where I sit on that during my preview and predictions, because I'm still kind of waffling. I'm kind of waffling back and forth on that. They're still doing this tag team championship. I don't even know if I should call it series, but they're having new tag teams come up and fight for the tag team titles the New Day. And I'm sorry, look, I'll get into it now before I get into the actual review. New Day's heat, when they first did this whole Big E thing, when they were almost going to break up but didn't, it's literally cooled off. It's there, but it's nowhere near as hot as it was back in December. They were the most hated act in wrestling last year. After that New Day segment where they kicked Big E out and told him he would never wrestle again, man, they had so much heat. They had not been able to maintain it. They have not been able to maintain it. And it is kind of sad to see that. But we'll see. We'll definitely see if they'll be able to get it back. But I'm hoping that Big E returns in some way to help restore that heat. Because that was the source of the heat, what they did to Big E. And we haven't been able to really follow up on it either. So hopefully they bring that back soon, because I do think that's still a juicy storyline. I'll talk about the rest of Raw as we get into it. But I'm going to just say this before we even get things going. WWE has an opportunity here on Saturday to do the funniest thing. And I think it's something you are all going to love. Trust me, Stick with me when we come to the preview and predictions portion of the show. And yes, we did get some interactions with Paul Heyman, AJ Styles. Of course, The Vision. That's the new group that's the name of Seth Rollins' group. It's called The Vision. Seth, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and they were all over the show. They attacked Punk. They attacked Sammy. And then they gave Jey Uso multiple tsunamis, so he's weakened for Saturday and also weakened for next Monday. I should probably talk about that too. Probably. Right? Let's get into it. You ready to get into it? I think we've spent enough time waiting for people to come in. I think we're all ready to get to some Monday Night Raw, some Money in the Bank, and of course, some wrestling news. But we'll open up with the wrestling news first. Sounds good? All right, let's move along here. Let's get to the shout outs. Let's get to the sponsorship. Let's get to everything we do at the beginning of the show, because you know how this works. We got to pay these bills. Business first before we get to pleasure. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, you're at it. Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate after the fact. You can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram. Give me a follow on Spotify. Give me a follow on Cameo. Give me a follow on Threads. Follow us on Discord. Follow me on Blue Sky, where the skies are clearer. And give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the chickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi. And please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alex guy? To join the club, get you an I'm a Just Alex guy t-shirt. Hot out the press. Also get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. Get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt. And many, many more t-shirt designs coming your way. So stay tuned. Join the cause. Expand the brand today right here in Alex's World. SeatGeek is the sponsor of today's broadcast. If you go on SeatGeek and you get you some tickets for, let's just say, Money in the Bank this Saturday, or Worlds Collide this Saturday, maybe you want to look ahead towards events like, I don't know, Evolution, Saturday Night's main event, or even SummerSlam. 2 nights. All those tickets are currently now on SeatGeek. Now, why would you want to purchase on SeatGeek and not, let's just say, a Ticketmaster or whatever other ticket servicing resale website? Because if you purchase it off of SeatGeek and you use my promo code, JustAlex, you can get you $20. I said $20 off any ticket price. Any ticket purchase you make. Just Alex is a discount for you. So how's about we get a quick word from our partners, my sponsors. I don't know how I combine partners and sponsors. Sponsors, before we get to some shout out. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the events. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlex, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlex. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. I want to thank you all for joining me for this lovely live stream. Please show your love to the Mod Squad, Ultra Shine Nights and Fire Star Heart, Elias Ademi, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Carlito does everything. Huh? Wait, Dylan, a danger. Teflon Don, the Mod Father, Zeno Enigma, and of course Big MGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Please be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Thank you all so much for joining me for this live stream. It has been kind of rough for me lately when it comes to these live streams going live. I won't lie to you. Been kind of worried about if I'm going live too soon, too late, if my placement here is kind of losing its spot. But you know, I see streams like this and it reminds me that there's still a crowd out there, and I'm always grateful. So I really do appreciate you for choosing me when you could be anywhere else. But let me get these shout outs in. Who we got here in this lovely live chat? I see Trey Lucado. Good to have you here. So, yo, Trey, I gotta get you a nickname. What nickname do you want? The Bulldog Show Gaming, Joseph Winters, Joe Arredondo. I also see, let me scroll down a little bit. Get down here. Get down on it. Sean Swaby, baby. JB Snackin', former international super chat champion JB Snackin'. Now, Mr. JB, I'm assuming that you will be competing for the international and/or world title this weekend. Now, best believe it's not gonna be easy, but you already know that them be sharks in these waters. But JB Snackin' is definitely a shark himself. I got some new names in here. Bonkers LFC. That's a new one. Welcome, man. Noel. I see Nels Wrestle Talk. Let me see. I feel like I missed somebody up here. Oh, Lord. Rickardy. Yeah. Good to have you here. Game Shock. Good to have you here, Game Shock. Miss Asuna Luna. Derry Barry Sports highlights. I see Carlene Williams. That's a new one. Carlene Williams. Tyler O. He says, what's good, Alex? I hope everything is doing okay for you, bro. I can't complain. Shadow Star. Raw Cuz. What's good, Raw Cuz? Super Blue, who said he was at the show. Can't wait to get your thoughts on that, sir. And Higurashi, YouTube member Higurashi just showed up. Good to have you here, man. I think we're going to close it off. I think we got everybody's name, the ones that I saw. We're going to close it off with YouTube member Dawsey Chatham. Dawsey Chatham is going to close out these shout outs for this evening. Once again, thank you all for being here. You could be anywhere else. You chose me, and I'm always going to be grateful for that. And Super Blue says the show was fun. All right, well, when I review the show, we'll see if we can agree or disagree on how fun it actually was. Because again, like, I thought Raw was fine. Overall, it was fine. But I think the reason why I had that feeling is because I kind of wanted CM Punk to win the main event, and he didn't. And WWE set us up for CM Punk to win, and then he still didn't. But I get it. You know, you want to invest in the future of WWE. But before we even get to Raw, we got a big subject to talk about, and we're going to open up with that. So thank you all for being here. We're going to go ahead and pause Super Chats for now. Do I want to pause Super Chats? I'll pause Super Chats for now, and then we'll open them back up after I get done with the big news today. So let's talk about it. Yesterday, the entire wrestling world was left stunned. Absolutely in shock from an announcement of all people, R-Truth. R-Truth, Ron Killings, posted on his social media that he will be leaving WWE. After 17 long years of dedication, they decided to let him go. And fans were pissed. Inside the business, outside the business, people were very upset. Fightful Select reported, and this is coming straight from Sean Ross Sapp, there are people in the company who no longer feel safe. They are on pins and needles. They're telling themselves, if R-Truth got let go, if they're willing to not renew the contract of R-Truth, then that lets them know anybody can go. Anybody can be released. Nobody is safe. Unless you are a WWE legend. You are under a WWE Legends deal. You are not safe. And that's the truth. See what I did there? But he wasn't the only one that got told he will be let go. His contract will not be released. The other name is Carlito. And we'll start with him. So, I remember when Carlito returned 2023. I remember this because that was Backlash in Puerto Rico. One of the best crowds they've had, period. The crowd there was incredible, right? When Carlito made that return in the match between Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, the pop he got was insane. Legendary. They never managed to capitalize on that. They signed him immediately, which was smart. But from signing him that night, they couldn't find anything noteworthy to do with him. Like, the only thing besides joining the Judgment Day that... let's just put it this way. It at least got him some attention. What stood out was him turning on Rey Mysterio. Or was it Dragon Lee? He attacked Dragon Lee and turned on Rey Mysterio like everybody else does. I don't know. Outside of that, he's just been losing. He's been the fall guy for Judgment Day, and he spent most of the time backstage playing video games and getting paid for it. This is the same Carlito Caribbean Cool who beat John Cena in his debut match. Yeah. Remember that? He beat John Cena in his debut and won the U.S. title. He would go on to be a multiple-time IC champ. He had a great first run. His first run was amazing. But unfortunately, the second run wasn't as great. Still a legend in my eyes, though. If they ever decide to put him in the Hall of Fame, I'd be for it. He should be in the Hall of Fame. But man, they didn't do anything with him on this second run. And he's in great shape. So, I'm almost certain he'll land somewhere, whether it's AEW or wherever, and he'll do just fine. If he ever decides to wrestle again. When he got the call, he even said on his social media that he basically stole money from them from basically doing nothing and playing video games backstage. He knows. He knew that there wasn't much creative for him, so it was best for him to go. Now, let's get to the big one. No offense to Carlito. No offense to Sarah Logan, who also got told she's not having her contract renewed. The one that people care about, the one that's making people go crazy, was the decision to tell R-Truth they will not be renewing his contract. So let's talk about this, because I did a short when I heard the news, and I'm just going to repeat what I said in the short. I was stunned. I was absolutely stunned when I read the news that R-Truth got released. But then, 5 seconds later, I can't lie to you, it's like something clicked in my head and I went, you know what, I kind of get it. Hear me out. R-Truth is 53 years old. This is not someone that's going to win championships anytime soon. Honestly, his role, being the comedy guy, although he was great at it, there wasn't much else they could have done with that. John Cena is about to retire. This whole ordeal of him being John Cena's biggest fan and John Cena being his childhood hero when he's older than John Cena, that was about to run out of steam because Cena's about to retire, right? And the best thing he did on the main roster in the last few years was that stunt with the Judgment Day, which was great. And so you have to look at it from the standpoint of, if I'm Triple H and I'm booking the show, what else is there to do with him? I'm sorry, but they're not going to give him the world title. They're not going to give him a title at all. You know that. And again, we'll get into how I feel in a second, but this is my mindset when it first happened. And so I can't really say I'm surprised. And I can't really blame Triple H either. I'm actually more, and the more I think about it too, I'm actually more surprised that it took him this long. Because with the way things were looking with R-Truth for a while there, and we look back through his entire run in WWE, there were some periods where if they were to have released him, I'm just saying we wouldn't have been as upset. The problem is R-Truth, who's a great hand for WWE and has always been a great hand, he took everything that they gave him. Whatever they wanted him to do, he did it with a smile on his face. He didn't complain. He was that kind of talent that made chicken shallot out of chicken you-know-what. Chicken shit. And when you have someone like that, who manages to take whatever you give him, whatever he gets, and not only make it work, but get over with it. People forget, R-Truth, he was a top merchandise seller. Legit top merchandise seller. Especially during that Judgment Day run. People love him. He's a very entertaining guy. He's funny. Not just on screen, but also off screen. Babyface heel, no matter what you give him, he can make it work and get over with it. So, even though I understand from a business standpoint why they made this decision, I can't lie to you, it bothers me. It bothers me a lot that of all people they chose to let go, he was the one they went with. And this is a huge lesson, and I hope you guys hear me when I say this. This is the perfect lesson that you all need to learn. Whether it's corporate, whether it's a regular job, 9 to 5, whether it's in college, whether you're in some kind of a competition, whoever you're working with. Understand me when I say this. Being a good hand doesn't guarantee you will have a job for life. I hope you know that lesson now. I was one of the main people saying that R-Truth was going to have a job for the rest of his life. And then when he retired as a wrestler, he would become an ambassador. You know, someone that does backstage stuff. Maybe works with talents on personalities, right? Maybe that would have been the case under Vince McMahon. Not the case under Triple H, though. And that's sad. That's pretty sad. Still, and this is just my personal opinion, you can agree or disagree. This is the kind of dude that I know is going to land on his feet. I know whether it's an AEW, whether it's MLW, TNA, please don't go to TNA, but wherever you're going to go, you know he's going to be fine. And I think what's going to help him, what's really going to help him is the fact that there's been such a big fan backlash about them letting him go. And I think a lot of that too are fans. A lot of that is fans who are still pissed off at them. And by them, I mean WWE, Triple H, and Creative. Because The Rock didn't show up at WrestleMania. That's still like a fresh wound, right? And people are still furious, like absolutely furious about that. They are beyond pissed. And they should be. And so that open wound hasn't healed up yet. And so, on top of all that, you let go of a fan favorite like R-Truth, of course they're going to lash out. Of course they're going to be pissed off. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, his tweet where he announced that he's leaving got 21 million impressions. Logan Paul wishes he can get that many impressions now. On a good day, Logan Paul does maybe 100K impressions. No one gives a fuck about Logan Paul. Not as much as R-Truth. I wish R-Truth would get that much attention by just simply being R-Truth, and not because fans feel sorry for him. I mean, are people still going to care about him when he does go to AEW? Or go somewhere else? Lands on his feet, will they still be able to watch him and care about him? Probably not. That's the truth. But fans being upset that he got let go, you can't blame the fans. Because he was a top merchandise seller. He connected with the audience. He was a good man. On screen, off screen, everybody loved him. Wrestlers came out on Twitter, X, wherever you want to call it, expressing their frustrations with WWE for letting him go. As they should have. And the crazy thing about it, because I just said R-Truth was never going to win a world title or any kind of championship. He wasn't, period. If they were to give him a serious run with a championship, or at least chase a championship with a serious character, whether it's a heel or a babyface, I think fans would have gotten behind it. I would have gotten behind it, especially if it was him as a heel. I loved his heel run. I loved his heel run in 2011. With him and Miz, oh, that was so good. You gon' get got. Don't what me. Okay, what me. Don't boo me. You should be booing yourself. Classic stuff. Classic stuff from R-Truth. And he would make people corpse on TV all the time. His segment with Brock Lesnar where he made Brock Lesnar laugh. And Brock Lesnar was like, that's what's up. That was good. It's funny. I feel like because of this backlash, there's a side of me that believes they're going to offer him a Legends deal. Yes, they won't be renewing his contract when it expires, and I think it expires relatively soon, this month, if I'm not mistaken. But who's to say they can't turn around and just say, look, Truth, we see the backlash, people are upset. If you want to stay, we can offer you a Legends deal. But your in-ring career is over. They could do that. But would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with them offering him a Legends deal, but telling him, we got no creative for you, my dude. We don't know what to do with you. John Cena's about to retire, so this whole shtick with you being him, being your childhood hero, you being his biggest fan, that's not going to work anymore. The stuff with Judgment Day, we're about to break them up, so you can't do anything with that. What we going to do with you, man? So, yeah, they can keep him under contract, but they don't got anything for him. You can be upset. You can go to these crowds. You can go to these shows and say, we want Truth, as we saw tonight on Monday Night Raw. They hijacked the show. We want Truth. Okay, but we really have to ask ourselves this. What are we going to do with them? Again, he's not going to win any kind of championship. As much as you want that to happen, they're not going to do that. So, I would personally love it if one day they did bring him back. They did bring him back and handed him a Legends deal, which he should get. That's the least they can do. The least they can do. But maybe it was best that they let him go. Because although R-Truth is 53, he looks great. He don't look it. He don't move like it. So Maybe he wants to go and put in the work somewhere. Maybe do a couple of years with AEW, do like a 3-year contract. And then when he's like 55, well, actually, no, if he goes to AEW this year, 56, 57, probably close to 60 years old. All right, come on back. We'll give you a Legends deal. I just have to question, what can we do with him? Sure, he's hot right now. And the only reason they would be bringing him back is because there was fan backlash. But then where do we go with that? The only reason why I would even consider bringing him back is to finish off this run with John Cena as a heel. Because I do feel like he should at least be a part of that, right? But after that, we love him. We want to see him on TV. Top merchandise seller. Very entertaining dude. I got to go back to what I said earlier about Triple H making this decision. He's 53 years old. Ain't got much else to do with him. Creatively, at least. Triple H and Shawn Michaels are focused on the future. They're focused on the 26-year-olds. People like Braun Breaker. People like Stephanie Vaquer. People like Roxanne Perez. Tiffany Stratton. They're not focused on R-Truth. I will say this, though. Of all people to let go, if we're doing this because of budget cuts, which I would kind of argue wasn't the real reason they let him go, I think this is more Triple H just going, look, we're just making room for people, and we don't know what to do with you, if anything else. But if you're going to let someone go, personally, Nakamura would have been my pick over R-Truth. Because, at the very least, R-Truth gives you a return on your investment, right? You're paying R-Truth like $350,000 a year. That's his contract. He doesn't make a lot of money. $350,000. But here's the thing. That's his downside, right? His downside is $350,000. Those merchandise sales, good money. So I'm pretty sure that pushes him over $1 million at the very least. So you're paying him $350,000 to work, but you're getting millions upon millions of dollars in his merchandise sales. So there's a return on his investment. What return are you getting out of Nakamura? Don't worry, I'll wait. Ain't nobody buying merchandise from not anymore. They were before, but ain't nobody buying merchandise from Nakamura. There are plenty of people you could have let go. Who the hell's buying merchandise from Pretty Deadly? I'm just saying. These are people who get all this TV time. Nobody's asking to see. And yet, they choose to let go of R-Truth, who's a fan favorite. So I get it. I understand it. I know why fans are upset, and I get the outrage. I just see it from both sides of the coin. But, just so we're clear, I'm on the side of the fans. Sure, they might not know what to do with him. They can figure it out. They can figure it out. They could have found something for him to do. At the very least, if you're going to end his in-ring career, the least you could have done was offer him a Legends deal. That's the least you could have done. Offer him a Legends deal, let him know, look, man, I got nothing for you creatively, but we still want you to stay because you add so much to the company. We will pay you as a legend to go do media, to do backstage segments, to do pre-show panels. I don't know, be an ambassador. Speaking of ambassador, how the hell does Titus O'Neil still have a job and R-Truth can't get one? That's another one where I'm like, I'm surprised you lasted this long. You could have gotten rid of freaking Titus O'Neil, replaced him with R-Truth. It would have been a better role for him. The least they could have done was offer him a Legends deal. The least he could have done. You got people like Apollo Crews. Who here remembers the last time they saw Apollo Crews? Exactly. Tamina Snuka is still under contract. Did y'all know that? Did you know that Tamina fucking Snuka is still under contract? Tamina Snuka. I'm just saying. Dakota Kai gets released. Cora Jade gets released. Now, Cora Jade makes kind of sense because she's been injury prone for a while, but they could at least wait till she got healed. You got all these people that you could have let go and saved probably more money, but you chose to get rid of R-Truth. I get it. I get the outrage. I get the reason why fans are chanting, "We want truth." I'm right there with them. And I'm not going to sit here and tell them not to do it. Hold their feet to the fire. Tell WWE that you're not okay with this. I'm just going to take my stance in the middle, though. I love that I'm being fair and at least being able to see the other side of the coin. And if I was in Triple H's position and they asked me to cut somebody, Truth would be on that list. Would he be at the top of that list? No. But trust me, I would have been considering it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Someone said I blame TKO, not Triple H. Well, yeah, it was a TKO decision to do budget cuts, but ultimately Triple H is in charge of the roster. So whatever they decided to do, Triple H okayed it. This didn't come from Ari Emanuel. It didn't come from the final boss, The Rock. This came from Triple H. Maybe Nick Khan had something to say with it too, but no, this was a Triple H decision. Or at least he was included. I just want to continue to reiterate. That R-Truth's post did 15 million. 21 million. 21 million impressions. That is more than any wrestler has done, dare I say, in the last few years. Individually. Sure, the WWE account did hundreds, tons of millions. But I'm talking about an individual wrestler. 21 million. He touched a lot of hearts. And a lot of fans were not happy that they let him go. So let's see what happens. They might see the backlash and pull a WrestleMania 40 pivot and bring him back. Remember, he wasn't released, ladies and gentlemen. They just basically said, we're just not going to renew your contract. So they could easily just call him up and go, all right, look, I know what we said, but clearly the fans like you. So maybe we can make a deal and maybe he can get paid a little bit more. But also, this is something else we should consider. Someone else is going to get cut. I hope you realize that. TKO said, cut it. Cut somebody. Well, if R-Truth is staying, someone's got to take his place. So here's what I'm going to say. Listen to me, and I'll end it on this. If they decide to keep R-Truth, which is very strong, a strong possibility. Matter of fact, the more I think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if they just decided to not release him or not let him go. But if they decide to keep him, someone's getting released. Do you hear me? If they decide to keep him, someone's taking his spot. So don't get upset. If they keep R-Truth, you turn around and you find out Nakamura's gone. You turn around and you find out the War Raiders are gone. You turn around and you find out The Miz is gone. Someone's getting cut. Be careful what you wish for. But if this is the last time we see R-Truth, which I don't think it will be, we're going to see him again in WWE. We're going to see him again one way or another. But this is not goodbye. This is see you later. He was a great hand. That man made a lot of people laugh. Brought a lot of joy to a lot of fans, to a lot of wrestlers. But I hope this is a great lesson for all of you. Just because you're a good hand, just because you're do as you're told, that doesn't guarantee you will have a job for life. So you might as well get yours. You might as well get yours, man. That 9-to-5 job you work, you slave over, trying to pay them bills, trying to save up to live a good life. You think it's good. You think you're safe. Get yours. Get yours and then move on. Don't get tied to no job. Don't y'all get tied to no goddamn job. Because nobody's safe. As R-Truth has demonstrated. Nobody's safe. Big shout out to the people watching me on Twitter. Of course, those watching me on YouTube. Currently being seen by 250 people on Twitter. Thank you all. I would really appreciate it if some of you came over to YouTube. So if you're watching me on Twitter, go to my profile. Go to the top of the profile. You'll see a link to my YouTube channel. See if y'all can cross over. I want to need at least a good 100 of y'all. Like, half of you can stay on Twitter because I like it. But a good 100 of y'all come over to the YouTube side. Just click the top of the profile and just jump over here to YouTube. Because now we're about to get into Monday Night Raw. And we're going to go ahead and get into Money in the Bank too. Be sure you like the video. Again, I appreciate you all for choosing me for this lovely evening of professional wrestling. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about Monday Night Raw. I'm just going to kind of recap, maybe, sort of recap what happened on Monday Night Raw. Because the show wasn't bad. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a must-see. If I was to give it a grade, being generous, B-. Being generous. Feels like a C+, but I'll be generous and say B-. Because of the things that they did. And there are some results I liked. But they were live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. BOK Center sold that baby out to the brim. Every seat was filled. Again, even though they're cold coming off of WrestleMania, they're still pretty good. You know what I mean? Still doing pretty well in business. They opened up with CM Punk. CM Punk talked about winning Money in the Bank. Called out The Rock. Called him a bald fraud. T's going after Jey Uso. T's going after John Cena. Interrupted by Sami Zayn, who says, "You must win Money in the Bank. You have to win Money in the Bank. Because if Seth wins it, it's all over. This company will die. It will be injected with a lethal dose of poison. If anybody's go, sorry, wrong promo. But no, it's funny because they do all this hype, making you think CM Punk was gonna win. They really put a lot into CM Punk winning. They said he's gotta win, and then he didn't win. I think that's also why fans are upset or didn't think the show was all that great. Maybe that's why I didn't think the show was all that great, because they hyped him up so much to win this, and then said, "Psych, you thought he was gonna win." That's crazy. That's actually kind of fucked up. The more I think about it, that they did that to us. They hyped him up, gave him all this attention, then said, "Psych, don't know what the fuck you was thinking." That's funny. But at least one person won that we thought would win, and that was Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer took on Ivy Nile and Liv Morgan. This match was pretty good. There were a few sloppy moments. Ivy Nile's still pretty green. You can see it. Stephanie is so superior. So much more of a better wrestler than both Liv Morgan and Ivy Nile. But here's the thing. Liv has made massive improvements. Liv is actually showing a lot inside the ring, more than I thought she would. But it's clear to me and everyone else that Stephanie Vaquer is a veteran, and she outshined both of them. And I'm happy she won. So she's going on to Mrs. Money in the Bank, while Liv has nothing. And she's stuck dealing with Roxanne's trifling ass. But what was funny is, before the match, we saw Liv with Raquel, and Roxanne coming up and apologizing, and Liv saying, "Stay the fuck away from me." And then as Liv was walking away, Roxanne stayed behind to talk to Raquel Rodriguez. Is Roxanne trying to take the group away from Liv? She's trying to take her man and the group away from Liv? She better stop that. Roxanne better stop. Hey, what happened to Liv when she messed with Rhea? Roxanne better stop messing with Liv. Liv will shave her head bald. Now, for real. Like, Liv will shave. She will cut a bitch. For real. And then cut their hair off just to spite them. Someone said Stephanie Vaquer's interest was great. Yeah, she got pyro. An indication that she was going to win, but like, they're all in. They're all in on her. That's great. I love it. I love that they're all in on Stephanie. Personally, one of my favorites. I'm not going to complain about it. I think let me see, what happened after this? Paul Heyman confronted AJ Styles. Paul Heyman told AJ to bow out, focus on the IC title. That interaction was interesting because AJ legit in real life doesn't like Paul Heyman. That's a shoot. AJ does not like Paul Heyman.
Some people are reporting that El Grande Americano and Chad Gable are the same person. Where do you stand on these allegations?
Come on. Clearly, they're not the same person. There's El Grande Americano who goes, "Gracias." Then there's Chad Gable who goes, "Thank you." See? Clearly it's different. Think, people. When they do their catchphrase, do they say the same thing or not? No. So it's different people. El Grande Americano wears a mask. Chad Gable does not. No duh. It's different people. I will not be taking any slander going forward. Gracias. Anyways, now that we're done with those allegations, Sheamus cut a promo on Rusev after Rusev cut a promo on him. That's going to be an interesting feud. Maxine Dupree and Natalya are a tag team. Probably going to win the tag team title soon. And I'm cool with that. Not against that at all. Judgment Day's Finn Balor Finn Balor and JD McDonough with Roxanne Perez's trifling ass. I love you, Roxanne. I'm just jealous. Taking on the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar. And the New Day was on commentary. Man, the New Day used to be the hottest heels. They used to have so much heat. Now they're just kind of there. All right, hopefully Big E comes back. We can get the heat. But Roxanne helps JD McDonough and Finn Balor beat the War Raiders. And then Becky Lynch gets a pre-tape promo where she accuses Lyra Valkyria of being in an echo chamber for the ignorant who doesn't know what greatness is, and claims she's forgotten everything she taught her, and she wouldn't be relevant if it wasn't for Miss Becky.
They're two different people. Gracias. Ah, thank you, Scissor.
Exactly. By the way, I got a stomp for my people. Everybody, say hello to A&B Combos Wrestling Edition, the premier reaction channel here in the YouTube space. A&B Combos, will you be doing your own preview and predictions for Money in the Bank and Worlds Collide? Just curious about that. You let me know. Show them love. Show them love. So, Becky does her pre-tape promo, and then Lyra comes out. And so, we know they've been giving Lyra the microphone a lot because they want her to be good in the mic. And in previous episodes, she wasn't too bad. You could tell she had some help with Becky, and her zingers were actually on point. This week wasn't that great. This week, it felt like she was reading off of a script. And you felt it, and the crowd felt it, because they were giving her whats. They were whatting her. She got the what chance. And Becky tried to save it, but you can't. And Becky, once again, is just being the man, being Becky, but being a heel at the same time. And it's like, fine. She's a cowardly chicken shit heel. And it's like, why is she running? Now, her running from Bayley, yeah, run, bitch. When Bayley comes back, run. Run. Because Bayley's going to come and snatch that weave off your head. I'm just saying. I can't wait for Bayley and Becky. That's going to feed families. But Lyra, she shouldn't be running from Lyra. She shouldn't. But essentially, they're going to have a match tomorrow. And if Becky beats her, not tomorrow, this weekend. And if Becky beats her, then she has to raise her fist and acknowledge that she's the best. And then Lyra's like, well, if you think that, how's about we prove it right now? Let's fight. And Becky's like, nope, I'm a heel. And then they walk away. And then Lyra chases her. They get into a brawl, and there it is. And the whole story is Lyra Valkyria is emotional. She's going to make a mistake, and Becky's going to take advantage of it. So we'll get to my preview and predictions about that. Awesome promo by Penta. Love the Ring of Fire. Cero Miedo. Stephanie Vaquer meets Rhea Ripley backstage. And I think after that, Jey Uso, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so this is when we got Braun Breaker, Big Bronson Reed versus main event Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. And first off, big pop for Jey. Crowd was so much over for him. They love to yeet. Pause. They like to really yeet. I can't save it. They like yeeting all over the place. And apparently, Sammy and Jay likes to be in the middle of the yeet. Jesus Christ, this is getting worse. And then Sammy was dancing in the yeet. Sammy was having a good time in front of a crowd yeeting. That one wasn't too bad. And then him and Jay fought Bronson Reed, Big Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker. And you could already imagine how this was going to end. They got into a big fight. Seth Rollins comes out. What ends up happening? DQ. And Seth attacks Sammy, and he attacks Jay. And that's basically it. And so, get some heat on the heels, the Vision. And then CM Punk comes out to make the save. Because he kept his word. He told Sammy that he would help him. And then after that, you see Jay backstage against Gunther. And Gunther's telling him, you're going to lose to me because you can't help yourself. You're going to lose to me, Jay, because you're a good person. And I'm not. And that will cost you next Monday. And Jay's like, bitch, 3 letters, 1 word. Tap. That doesn't work as much as Yeet. It is what it is. But he basically told Gunther to get the fuck out of my face. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, son. Yeah. But I think after that, there was some stuff with Liv Morgan and Finn Balor. They don't trust each other. And then Liv went to be a bodyguard, valet for Raquel Rodriguez, who took on Kairi Sane, the pirate princess who's getting a push. Love it. Io Sky came out to even the odds, ran off Liv, and the pirate princess Kairi Sane beat Raquel Rodriguez. What? Kairi Sane's getting a push? I love it. And then Karrion Kross runs into Sami Zayn, still trying to be the devil on his shoulders. See, so Karrion Kross is talking to AJ, and he's talking to Sami. So it's like one of them is going to turn to the dark side. Probably AJ. Sami, not too sure. He'll probably taint Sami's heart and make him more of an aggressive babyface, but he's not going to go heel. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he should. We'll have to see about that. And I think after that is the main event. In the main event, AJ Styles, CM Punk versus El Grande, Americano. Match was actually pretty good. But then, as you can imagine, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed interfere, and they attack CM Punk, take him out the match. AJ Styles does a dodge to the outside. Looked pretty dope, looked pretty clean. And then AJ gets back inside the ring and then eats a headbutt, a loaded headbutt from El Grande Americano, a.k.a. Chad Gable. And El Grande pins him. Yeah, CM Punk didn't win. El Grande Americano won. So he's now the final entrant into the Money in the Bank men's match. Men's Money in the Bank match this Saturday. Yeah. And then you could just see the crowd get deflated when CM Punk didn't win. They're like, what the fuck? Which I get. Even I'm just like, damn. I really wanted Punk to win. Because I wanted to see CM Punk versus John Cena. Which can still happen. They'll just have to find a different way to get to it. Anyways. Look. I personally thought the show was decent. Solid, if I'm being generous. B- if I'm going to be nice. The point was to get people excited for Money in the Bank. Which is what I think they did. They succeeded in that. It wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad of a show to build towards Money in the Bank. But, and I'll be real with you, it did kind of leave me skeptical about how things are going to turn out for Money in the Bank this Saturday. So if you guys don't mind, how's about we get to it? Money in the Bank preview and predictions. So, as of right now, and it looks like it's going to stay this way, there's only 4 matches on this card. 4. I'm not joking you. I understand that we don't want to have these pay-per-views or PLEs go 4.5 hours like AEW does. Jesus fucking Christ. But 4 matches? 4? Give Tiffany Stratton an opponent. Give Zelina Vega an opponent. Do something. Really? All these championships. No tag team title defense. Nothing. What are we doing? 4 matches? Alright, 4 matches. It's gonna be a stat card regardless, but that just made me go, what? But yeah, let's get to these matches, I guess. 4 matches include 2 Money in the Bank matches, men, women, a tag team match in the main event, and then 1 women's match. And let's start with the women's championship match, the women's Intercontinental Championship match. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. The champ Lyra taking on Becky. So I predicted Becky Lynch to beat Lyra at Backlash. I said to myself, they're going to give the belt to Becky, and we'll do Becky versus Bayley for the IC title. When they had Lyra beat Becky, that shocked me. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess Becky's not going to win the IC title. But then Becky attacked her, and then Lyra came after her and brought her right back into the feud. And so that made me go, all right, well, this is probably what leads to Becky getting the title, because Lyra is acting out of emotion. She's not thinking clearly. She's not thinking rationally. Because it's not just about being a champion for her. It's about hurting Becky's ego, right? And so I'm thinking to myself, the rematch is where Becky has to win the title, right? But here's the thing. The reason why I don't think I don't think Becky is going to win, is because I think this is when Bayley returns. I feel like this is the night we get Bayley to come back. She runs in and she costs Becky the match and stops her from ever competing for the IC title again. And I think we use that as fuel for the Becky Lynch and Bayley feud, right? Because Becky took Bayley's WrestleMania moment from her. She stole Bayley's WrestleMania spot and her moment. So Bayley then returns to cost Becky her opportunity at a title, and to block her from ever getting a shot at that title as long as Lyra Valkyria holds the belt. It sounds too good, honestly. So I'm going to flip. Last month, I predicted Becky to win. I wasn't right. This month, I'm predicting Lyra. I think Lyra's going to retain. Now watch Becky win. Watch Becky fucking win this time. Because Triple H likes to fuck with me. Watch. I swear to God. I swear to God. Watch Becky win on Saturday. Now that I'm predicting Lyra to win, watch Becky win. But my prediction is Lyra wins due to interference from Bayley. Now, for all we know, Becky could win on Saturday. We do a rematch between Becky and Lyra at Evolution, and that's when Bayley returns. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm going with Lyra. So let's see how that goes. Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We got the following people: Rhea Ripley, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer. Stacked Mrs. Money in the Bank match. Now, who wins? So the obvious choice is Rhea Ripley. Don't give it to Rhea Ripley. Do not give it to Rhea Ripley. She doesn't need it. Do not do it. Alexa Bliss. Don't give it to Alexa Bliss. It's not needed. Don't do it. I think Rhea Ripley will end up fighting Io Sky, naturally speaking. Alexa Bliss will be Tiffany Stratton's opponent for SummerSlam. They don't need it. If you're going to give it to somebody, give it to one of the other four: Julia, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer. Now, I would love if Roxanne Perez loved it. This is tailor-made for Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez becomes Mrs. Money in the Bank. She ends up cashing in on Io Sky, becomes Women's Champ. I'm cool with that. I'm not going to say no to that. That sounds great to me. But I don't think she needs it right now. Maybe one day, but not right now. Then you got Julia. I think Julia's being set up to fight for the women's US belt. But again, that's another person they could do the exact same thing with. But no, she just got here. They're not going to give her the briefcase. That leaves Stephanie Vaquer and Naomi. As much as I would love for Stephanie to win, she also doesn't need this. She's going to be just fine. She'll be women's champion, naturally speaking, one day. Probably sooner than later. So guess who my pick is? Naomi. Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here. Please bow down and worship your savior. The International Super Chat Champion, Drew Usher, donating $5. Good to have you here, champ. Be ready to defend that belt this Saturday. We will be crowning maybe a new world and new international champ. But Naomi is my pick. I feel like, and this is just my thoughts about it, she is easily one of the best acts they got going. I think her acting skills have been phenomenal. The storyline with her, Jade, and Bianca, because I do know Bianca's involved somewhere. Probably the best thing they got going for the women's division across the board. She needs the belt. She needs the belt. No offense to Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffany's great. She'll win the belt again one day. It's Naomi's time. It's Naomi's time to win that belt and have a feud with it. Have a feud with Bianca. Have a feud with Jade. Make that work. I would love if they had Naomi win the briefcase. Of course, she catches in on Tiffany and wins it. And then we do a feud between Naomi and Jade for that women's title. And then come to find out, Bianca was involved. And now, there's a 3-way feud for the women's title involving Jade, Naomi, Bianca. That sounds like WrestleMania to me. Look, I think Naomi should win it anyways, just by sheer principle. She's the best act they got on SmackDown right now in terms of the women's division. She should have the belt. Give her the belt. Give her the belt. But yeah, my pick's Naomi, but they might, like if I was going to have a second choice, Roxanne is number 2. Roxanne Perez is tailor-made for Mrs. Money in the Bank. It's perfect for her. So, there you go. That's my choice to win the women's Money in the Bank match. That one's a lot easier than the men's. The men's is going to be difficult. Now, we got Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, yeah, Seth Rollins, Penta, Andrade, Andrade, and El Grande, Americano. I don't know why I was getting ready to say Andrade Americano. No, it's just Andrade. It's Andrade versus El Grande Americano. So, here we go. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Who's going to win? This is hard. So, let me just go one by one. And just do process of elimination. Solo Sikoa. Nope. Bye. He's in a feud with Jacob Fatu, so he's not winning. L.A. Knight. Yeah. This is his 3rd Money in the Bank ladder match. He has to win one of these. He has to win at least one of these, so he's up there. Seth Rollins is the top heel on Raw, so by default, he's probably the favorite to win. He's up there. Penta would be a nice surprise. I would love it Penta won this. Oh, that would be so cool. The idea of Penta being a world champion, 100%. I'd be for it. Andrade, nah, he's just in there to have a big moment. I don't see Andrade winning the championship anytime soon. But then you got El Grande Americano. So this is where I get to my prediction. WWE has an opportunity to do the funniest thing. So also on Saturday is an event called Worlds Collide. AAA versus NXT WWE, right? And in this special event, the main event is going to be Chad Gable versus El Hijo del Vikingo for the Mega World AAA Championship. So, follow me here. What if Chad Gable beat Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship? becomes the Mega AAA champion, wins his first championship in WWE. That's not really a WWE championship. And then El Grande Americano won the briefcase. I love it. I think it's perfect. I've been calling for Triple H to give Chad Gable a push for such a long time. He's been the MVP. He's been the MVP, in my opinion, the MVP for the last year or so. Like, since he turned heel on Sami Zayn, he's been one of the best acts. He has. He's been one of the best acts in my personal opinion. And I think he's been long overdue for an award for it. He's been long overdue, y'all. He's been long overdue, and you know he has. And so, I already know that Roman Reigns is going to interfere, and he's going to cost Seth Rollins. I know that's getting ready to happen. So that leaves LA Knight or El Grande Americano. God. I want El Grande Americano to win. I want Chad Gable to win the AAA championship, and I want El Grande to win the briefcase. So good. Oh, I want it. But I know it's not going to happen. So, more than likely, Chad Gable will lose to El Hijo del Vikingo, and El Grande will not get the briefcase. So, you know what? Fuck it. LA Knight's my prediction. It's the best option they got. Honestly, if it's not going to be CM Punk, yeah, LA Knight. LA Knight should be in line to win a championship. And you know what? If he cashed that in and became a world champion, I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm not against it. He's one of the highest acts you got. He has stayed over. He's one of their best talents. Yeah, you know what? The more I think about it, sure, LA Knight. He's my pick. So that means we got one heel. Naomi's the heel Money in the Bank briefcase holder, and one babyface. And that's LA Knight. Okay, done. He would get a big pop if he won, too. If LA Knight won, he'd get a big pop. I'm there. So, but just so we're clear, I want El Hijo to drop his belt to Chad Gable, and I'm going to root for El Grande Americano. Sounds good? Cool. Main events, John Cena and Logan Paul taking on Cody Rhodes and 4 letters, yes sir, 4 letters, 1 word, yeet, Jey Uso, tag match. Jey Uso got his ass kicked at the end of the show, so more than likely that will be their way of pinning him while protecting Logan Paul and John Cena. So here's how it's gonna go. Either Logan Paul gets pinned or Jey Uso gets pinned. Neither John Cena or Cody Rhodes is getting pinned here. So, do I want Cena to lose a match? I mean, Cena and Logan aren't getting along, so probably it's a great opening for them to lose. I have this feeling. Okay, so I have Lyra to win, and then I have a babyface winning the men, and then a heel winning the women's. I think they're gonna end with a heel victory. I'm gonna go ahead and go with my instinct here. My instinct says Logan Paul and Cena win. And I think they're gonna cheat to win. I think they weaken Jey Uso to the point where he's pinnable. I think Logan Paul pins him. I think that sets up Jay versus Gunther on Raw, because he's gonna go in weak and injured. And then Goldberg will show up to cost Gunther on Raw, and we'll do Gunther and Goldberg for SummerSlam. And then I guess we'll move on to CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Excuse me, no, that's not even true. We're going to move on to Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Who the fuck Okay, so if Roman interferes in the men's match to cost Seth Rollins, you know we're going to get Roman and Seth for SummerSlam, which is what we should get. So who the hell is CM Punk going to fight? Because it's looking like we're going to do Cody and Cena for SummerSlam again. All right, you know what? We'll think about it later. My prediction for now, just to kind of put a cap on this, Cena, Logan win the main event. And I do think they cheat to do it. So, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. That's my preview and predictions for SummerSlam. That's my review of Raw. And that's my thoughts on R-Truth being let go. So, I am done talking. You guys now have the floor. Your thoughts on R-Truth being released. Your thoughts on Raw. And, of course, your thoughts on Money in the Bank. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is true. It is true that both championships will be on the line this Saturday. International and World. The World Championship. So if you want some, come get some. JJ Bulldog says CM Punk versus Cena at SummerSlam would be fire. I hope they do CM Punk and Cena at SummerSlam. They better. Or unless the other match will be Cody versus Cena. We'll see about that. Trey Lucado, I got Cody and Jay winning because Logan and Cena aren't getting along. That's fair. That's fair. AAA Mega Championship held by the likes of Nick Nemeth, Kenny Omega, Alberto El Patron, and El Hijo del Vikingo. Let me see here. LA Knight is from Los Angeles, so it's perfect. Oh! Well, LA. So it's probably going to happen in Los Angeles. It'd be nice. Roxanne Perez should be the one to end Tiffany Stratton's reign at SummerSlam. Roxanne's on Raw, though, so how would that work? Lauren Biggs, Truth is going to come back as El Trutho and win the Money in the Bank after taking out El Chad Gabo. This one over here. She says, that's when Naomi comes out and cashes in on Cena after Logan Paul knocks out Cena. Naomi cashing in on Cena would be wild. That'd be hilarious. Solo winning the Money in the Bank would be an insult to Roman. It would be. Yeah, 4 pay-per-view matches is insane. I'm sorry, I can't get past 4 pay-per-view matches.
It's El Grande Americano's time. Victory hand medium light skin tone gracias. Victory hand medium light skin tone.
Victory hand medium light skin. That's interesting. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here. You know him. You love him. The kiss stealing, willing, dealing, son of a gun, kiss the girls, make them cry, shut up, fat boy, woo! 3 Diglets, the world champ, is in the building. And he's going for El Grande Americano. Bro, I'm saying, yo, 3 Diglets for real, though. Like, imagine Chad Gable wins the AAA championship. El Grande Americano wins Money in the Bank. Oh, it's so perfect. It's so good. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. If Chad Gable wins the AAA championship, I know it in my gut he would win Money in the Bank. I just know it. I just know it. Game Shock. Chad Gable, El Grande for the win. Unmasks himself and cashes in against John Cena for the WWE Undisputed title. My number 1-2 pick is LA Knight. Yeah, oh God, we gotta go with Chad Gable, bro. Oh, we gotta go with Chad Gable. Come on, come on. John Anderson, there's a rumor of TKO is thinking about selling WWE to Vince McMahon. No, they're not going to sell to Vince McMahon. They're not going to sell to Vince McMahon. because they don't want to sell. They're making too much money hand over fist. Boy, 3 niggas. You know what I mean? He's all gas. No brakes with it. Lauren Biggs says Raw was a 7.2 tsunamis out of 10. Damn. I guess that's good. Is that good? I don't even know. I guess that's good. I'm looking at her like, I don't even know if that's good or not. Let's see. It was AJ Styles' birthday tonight. Sure was. And he still lost. He lost on his birthday to Grande Americano. Okay, announcement. AAB Combos will be doing their preview and predictions this week, Wednesday or Thursday. So go over and subscribe. Drop some coinage on this stream. It should be a fun stream to watch. Let me see here. I thank y'all for keeping them company. Letting them know that they're family. I'm trying to get your thoughts on R-Truth. How did y'all feel about R-Truth being released? How'd y'all feel about that? Like, real talk, because I know that got a lot of people in their feelings. I really want to get your thoughts on R-Truth being let go. Like, unfiltered, like, hit me with it. Like, do you feel like they did him dirty? Do you feel like he still had more to give? Do you feel like it was the right decision to make? Like, talk to me. I want to know what your thoughts. I would have gone back and read some of your previous chats, but apparently I can't go all the way back to when it started. So you're just gonna have to maybe repost what you said, and it'd be nice. Lauren Biggs says they did Truth dirty. They sure the hell did. They did. And again, it's not like I don't understand it. It's just that if you were just doing budget cuts, there are other people you could have cut. Chad Gable wins the title from Vikingo, and then have El Chad Gabo win the Money in the Bank briefcase and cashes in on Chad Gable, ending the conspiracy theory of who was Chad Gable. That's funny. Game Shock. He'll go to TNA or AEW. R-Truth. As Ron Killings. First black NWA World Heavyweight Champion, should have had a world title run in WWE. Oh wow. Probably. Gavin Death. Is it Gavin Death or Gavin Death? Yeah. How do you think Tony will be like called Nick on Wednesday night? What? How do you think Tony will be like called Nick on Wednesday night? I don't know what he's saying there. Might want to reword that question. Shadowstar, what were your thoughts on AEW announcing Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker have a hair versus hair match at All In Texas? Are you trolling me? Are you trolling me? Is he serious? They're not gonna have a... Wait, are you for real? See, I'm actually looking it up. You better be for real. They're actually going to do a hair versus hair match? I'm looking at it. Hold on for a minute. I don't watch Collision, so he's probably telling the truth. You're fucking serious? He's literally looking at me and going, no, they're gonna have a match, and it's going to be hair versus hair. Ain't no way. Wait a minute, let me. We gonna research this. Y'all playing with me. I think y'all are fucking with me. Let me see. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. I don't see anything about no hair versus hair match. Nothing so far. You sure? Tell you what, link me to it on social media. I'll have to look into that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Also, 24/7 championship run with R-Truth was one of the best things probably they did with that thing. I hope that if they do put him in the Hall of Fame, people are saying Google it. Okay. I'll Google it. Let me see. Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. All right, let's see here. Holy shit. Thunder Rosa challenges Britt Baker to a hair versus hair match at All In Texas. What the fuck? Britt Baker hasn't been seen in AEW since being Penelope Ford last November, but Baker is reportedly still under contract to the company for the foreseeable future. And with a huge show coming up at All In Texas, let me see here. One of the AEW original's greatest rivalries has an idea to get them both. Thunder Rosa made the pitch on the latest edition of her vlog. I threw a challenge, just a little challenge, hair versus hair against my nemesis Britt Baker. The reason why I'm doing this is, 1, I know there is money in the table. 2, she's bound by blood with me. She cannot get rid of my name no matter what happens. Oh, okay. So she pitched this herself. It wasn't done on screen, it was done off screen. And she did it all because she hit 100K subs. Got it. Got it. Okay. Y'all scared me. I was like, what the fuck? We're actually doing that? But no, that's crazy, y'all. That is crazy. So, no, Thunder Rosa didn't challenge her to a match on screen. She challenged her to a hair versus hair match, probably sarcastically, on her 100K sub YouTube channel video celebration-esque. So, I mean, look, I'm not gonna say no, because I'm already not feeling all in, if I'm being honest with you. But I will say this. I will say this. If they did that match, that would be worth the $50. I'm not joking you. I don't really care about Mercedes Moné versus Toni Storm as much as they want me to care about it. But I would definitely love to see Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker, hair versus hair. I pay $50 for that. I would. Matter of fact, make that the main event. Alright, let me go ahead and get out of here. Thank y'all so much for joining me for this live stream. It is getting kind of late. R-Truth will be alright. He'll land on his feet. So will Carlito. Carlito and R-Truth would be just fine. But it does kind of suck that they got let go unceremoniously. But at least they get to go work somewhere else immediately when their contracts are not up. Their contracts are up. So, give me your thoughts about this down below. Thank you guys for joining me on the stream. As you file out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. I love you all, and I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's world. The place it is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out. Peace.